Latest atmospheric river brings high risk of flooding to soaked California. California is currently facing another severe atmospheric river event, which is expected to bring heavy rains, extensive flooding, and mountain snow to much of the state through Wednesday. The National Weather Service (NWS) has warned that the latest atmospheric river could hammer areas already affected by flooding in the earlier storm. The NWS has upgraded its excessive rainfall outlook to high risk, the highest on its scale, which is a relatively rare designation. According to the NWS, the latest atmospheric river has an unusually high amount of moisture associated with it and will remain parked over the same areas for an extended period, making it a prolonged, terrain-enhanced rainfall event. Forecasters also warned of rapid snowmelt boosting water levels in rivers and streams. The environment is favorable for flooding, and officials are preparing for the worst-case scenario. The southern Sierra Nevada has already recorded its largest ever snowpack, more than 250% above its seasonal average, according to the California Department of Water Resources. While the snowpack is good news for water storage in California, it also means that rapid snowmelt could increase the risk of flooding in the region. Damaging winds and power outages are likely, especially in central California, and these winds are predicted to be a bigger factor in this next storm than the one that hit late last week. Schools and roads have been closed, and evacuation orders and warnings are in effect for communities along Pajaro and other rivers due to rising floodwaters and the threat of further inundation. The latest atmospheric river had already breached the Pajaro River's levee early Saturday, prompting the California National Guard to help rescue 56 people in Monterey County. The breach area along the Pajaro levee had grown from 120 feet wide to 400 feet wide, but a temporary rock and sand wall will prevent the breach from getting wider and slow the flow of water into the Pajaro community. Meteorologists warn that the state's already saturated soils will make California even more prone to flooding, and the threat level is high. The NWS has urged people to stay vigilant and stay up to date on weather reports and any evacuation orders. Atmospheric rivers are potent because narrow currents in the air can carry vast amounts of water vapor thousands of miles from the tropics to mid and northern latitudes. These events have lashed California on more than a dozen occasions this year, and studies show that climate change is intensifying these events. As warmer air carries additional water vapor, climate change is yielding sharper swings between precipitation feasts and famine in California. In conclusion, California is facing another severe atmospheric river event, and officials are urging people to stay vigilant and stay up to date on weather reports and any evacuation orders. The latest atmospheric river has an unusually high amount of moisture associated with it, making it a prolonged, terrain-enhanced rainfall event. The southern Sierra Nevada has already recorded its largest ever snowpack, more than 250% above its seasonal average, which could increase the risk of flooding due to rapid snowmelt. Climate change is intensifying these events, and as warmer air carries additional water vapor, California is experiencing sharper swings between precipitation feasts and famine.